Hello students, I Prabha Sharma welcome you to the numerical aspects of the cash flow statement. How will you derive from the operating, investing and the financing activities? You may see here is the one example and you have to derive the cash flow from the operating activities. You may see here the statement of profit and loss is given and the additional informations are given. In the additional information, you may see all the current items are given related to the current assets and the current liabilities. Because I am using the operating activities only, so that's why you may see here the question is derived from the statement of profit and loss with the use of the direct method, but we have to move towards the indirect methods only. So here you may see this is the questions now. The profit after tax is given 32,000 and before you may see the 42,000 and you have to derive the different items which are not to be related with the uh, non-goods items. And now you may see here I am taking the example with the indirect methods only because the indirect method is applicable to you. The answers can be derived from the direct method also. The answer will remain same. But here you may see the net profit plus tax. That means the total is the 42,000 from the previous figures. Now the following items will be added back plus depreciations. And then these answers will be called as the operating profit before working capital changes. And the other item which are to be shown is the called as the part of the non-current items. And the income will expenses will be added and the income will be non-operating income will be deducted. Now the here the current items will be entertained. Any asset is going to be increased. The value will be decreased here because the flow outside. If any liability is increasing, that means the money will increase. And if reduced, then money will reduce. So increase in trade receivable reduced 62,000 and the increase in inventory the part of current assets and also the in minus 5,000 and increase in prepaid insurance 500 minus and then decrease in the trade payables minus and then the plus outstanding employees benefit expenses. That means outstanding item is the part of liabilities is increased and then answer is 52,500 and these items are to be added and subtracted out of the 62,000 and then paid the tax and then the result is to be derived. Here the 52,500 is in positive sign, so that's why it is to be called as the net cash inflows or you may say net cash increased from the operating activities. So this is the scene. First item is the profit before interest and taxes. You have to show if it is after given and show as a working notes outside the statement to derive the operating profits. Now I am moving to the next example like the how will you calculate the cash flow from the investing activity. Assets are given, machinery's opening and closing balance is given. You have to make the machinery account. Accumulated depreciation balances are given. You have to make the depreciation account. And machinery costing 25,000 is sold for the 13,000 and the depreciation on 15,000. So it means that when a machinery is depreciation account is maintained, you have to deal with the machinery with the cost price. It is automatically given the cost price. If it is missing, you have to calculate now. You may see the solution. How will you derive? The sale of machinery you have to derive and the purchase of machinery you have to derive. See the result 22,000 is net cash used means the outflows. How will you calculate all these results? You have to see the accounts now. Machinery account is prepared, opening balance given, closing given, accumulated depreciation, opening and closing given, and the cash proceed given, like in the machinery sale of machinery 13,000 is given, and the depreciation on the sale of machinery 15,000 given. So when you have all the data to be filled first, and the data to the accumulated depreciations to machinery 15,000 means the sold machinery depreciation. You have to put this the entries accumulated depreciations to the machinery. Then machinery it is to be shown with the 15,000 by accumulated depreciation. And you have to see the compare with the cost given and then the profit arises with the 3000 to be shown to the debit side of the machinery account. With the cost price, you have to compare it. Then, after filling all these data, you have to close this account. First, accumulated acquisition account is to be closed. The difference is coming 5000 to the credit side, called as the depreciation of during the year. So that's why the statement of profit and loss is listed here. So this 5000 will be added to the cash flow statement in the operating activities if you are preparing. But the machinery account is the investing activity. If you are preparing the investing activity, you have to collect the data from here only. Now you have to close the machinery account. Machinery account is getting the difference to the debit side. You have to put it with the name of the 35,000 to the machinery purchased, called as cash account. Machinery account debit to cash account. So it means this figure will show you the machinery sold and purchased during the year. So here the 13,000 is the sale of machinery and the purchase of machinery is the 35,000. See, the difference is called as net cash used, net cash outflows from the investing activities, as I have already discussed. It means this, with the help of this item, you may derive the results now. Now I am moving to the third example of the cash flow from the investing financing activities. Again, you may see here the loan is the financing activities. You have to prepare the loan account and it is given the opening balance to lakh credit side and the closing balance to lakh 50,000. You have to put this and the additional information is given. You have repayment the loan. If the loan is repaid, the entry is loan account debit to cash 1 lakh you have to list here. And see, the difference is coming to the credit side with the name of 1 lakh 50,000. So it means what is here cash you have to use, that is called as further loan increase with the amount of. You have to close this account now with the calculating of the difference. And now you may see the cash word is referring to two types, 1 lakh 50 and 1 lakh. So this is the reason behind to change the balance. So how will you write the cash flow statement? The cash flow statement is prepared. Inflow from the cash, that is 1 lakh 50,000, means the long-term loans raised. And the second is the payment of the loan is 1 lakh. And see, the difference is 50,000 is positive, means the net cash inflow from the financing. If the negative items are more, then it will be considered as net cash used. So I think these are the system which you have to apply. Thank you.